Hello, welcome to Soulprint Insights. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to my new subscribers, to my established subscribers. This channel is really important to me. This channel is sort of my heart. And so I'm delighted to see the support that this channel continues to receive by those of you who are interested in finding value in the information that is being passed on in the Soulprint Insights channel. So I thank you very, very much for that. Now, as many of you probably know, a lot of the Masudius messages that I share with you, and I'm reading them, right? Those messages I channeled over a period of time. And they ended up ending up like kind of a manuscript, right? There was like a question, and then there was the answer, and then the next chapter, the next page was another question and another answer. And thanks to you and your amazing support, the original manuscript has almost completely been depleted. I have actually shared many of the messages that were originally channeled. So, but what has happened is that I have been receiving some really amazing questions from you. And so when I want to answer those ones, I direct channel, which is what I'm going to be doing today. But more importantly, the reason I'm bringing this up is because if you have questions that you think this channel can provide some insight or guidance on, whether that is through Masudius or any of the other elements that we deal with here on this channel, please send them forward. So put them in the comment section, and I'll start making a list of them, and then I'll be answering them. Send them to me in email if you wish at soulprint888 gmail.com. So so that's kind of what's going on now. I'm going to answer one of your questions. And excuse me, this is going to be direct channeled. And this is going to be direct channeled and is going to answer a question that one of you wonderful and amazing people sent to me. So the question was, how is it that we are how can we connect to the higher energy beings that are with us, whether that is guardian angels, whether that is archangels or angels, whether that is ascended masters, spirit guides? How do we actually connect to those energy beings, that vibration, to allow us to find more guidance or more insight specifically regarding our life's purpose or our soul print? How do we access that kind of information? So this is going to be, again, Masudius direct channeled information. And just a quick aside, those of you who have probably noticed, because it's irritating, my throat has been giving me a fair amount of trouble lately. And so the reason for that is that there really is sort of a bit of a war of energy going on right now on the planet. There's a lot of really powerful light, bright, divine energy. You see that in your light workers, your earth angels, etc. But there is also a force that really, I tend to not like to use the word negative energy, but there is definitely a lot of lower vibrational energy going on out there right now that is really trying to override, if you will, the light-filled energy. I don't like the word war, but it really is kind of a struggle or a war between the light versus the dark, or positive versus lower vibration. And so what I have noticed in the last little while is my throat chakra has really been under attack, because energies that are not light-filled and positive are trying to literally shut me up. And I'm not alone, okay? A lot of readers are having this problem. It just seems to be this sort of communal attack that's going on. Now, all I have to say to that is I apologize that this can sort of become irritating. However, the bottom line is any of those lower energies that think that they are going to dim my light are mistaken. I have a great deal of protection around me. I, in and of myself, have very strong light, and they're not gonna win this round. Okay, so hopefully they'll get the message sooner rather than later, and they'll back off, and I won't continue to sound like I have frogs in my throat. So let's ask Masudius this question. How is it that we utilize beings of a higher vibration, a higher energy form? How is it that we connect with that energy to allow us to receive guidance or insight with regards to our life purpose, with regards to our soul print? By what methods can we accomplish that connection and communication? Thank you ever so much for allowing us another opportunity to share our insights, our wisdom and guidance with you. We are honored that you have received this information with open hearts and open minds, and are delighted to know that some of you find this information very, very helpful. This is a time of dramatic, pivotal change upon the earth. Simply look around you. You have a global health crisis that just in and of itself is pointing out the discretion, the disadvantages, the unevenness of how some people are treated versus other. So there's an imbalance there that is begging and crying to be corrected. You have environmental issues with the planet because it has been stripped to its core and polluted to a point where it almost couldn't breathe. You have many, many people now who are suffering financially, materially, because of economies that have really taken a significant hit, and because many, many, many people have lost their employment as a result of. And now you have civil unrest and really painful energies that are being brought to the surface, and we stand with you and certainly hope that they are addressed and corrected. Now, having said that, those of you who are here now are here because you chose to be here. Whether it is because you are simply bearing witness, whether it was because you played a role in the upbringing of souls that are on the earth now, the younger souls that are on the earth now, who are really going to be instrumental in moving the planet to a higher vibration simply because of the way they think and perceive things. Whether you are here because you are a light worker, an earth angel, an empath, a psychic, you're here because there is a reason and a purpose. And many of you, your purpose for being here, the energy that you share, is as simple and as profound and powerful as simply doing energy work, whether that is in terms of prayer or meditation. There is definitely a purpose for your being here. Very often, lifetime purposes are not big and extravagant. Sometimes the life purpose can be simple. Things that you do on a day-to-day basis, things that are literally an intrinsic part of you. So the first step in understanding that is really to take an evaluation of your life. Take a look at what brings you pleasure, what your passion is, what you're inspired to have in your life, the talents or the abilities that just come to you so easily. Maybe you are just a fabulous listener. Maybe you have some sort of a healing capacity, whether that is professionally, whether that is an energy healer, or maybe you're just one of those people who people are able to talk to and feel better after they've spoken to you. So there's all kinds of gifts. So the first thing we would encourage you to do if you're sort of looking to find the answer is you're going to want to take sort of an evaluation of your own life and take a look at where your strengths are, where you place importance. So sometimes even having done that and even understanding that, it doesn't always give us any clarity on what we're supposed to do with it. And you may wish to turn to the guidance or advice of your guardian angels, of your the archangels, the angels that surround you, ascended masters. You want to spirit energies. You're going to want to reach out and just sort of get some clarity about how that happens. So certainly we recommend for those who are able and comfortable to look at meditating to find the answer. This channel has done a couple of guided meditations pertaining to meeting your guardians or your angels. So certainly those can be utilized. And we will be putting out another one fairly soon in order to help you make that connection. Now, there's also many, many other ways. So you could simply ask for those that surround you and guide you in energy form to make their presence more known so that you have some sort of a clue or a trigger that allows you to know that they are close by. So and they use a variety of things. So sometimes it is about unusual animal interactions. Maybe a butterfly starts to hover around you, or dragonflies. We use the written word. We use music. So maybe you hear a song over and over again. Is that song a message, perhaps, that they're trying to connect with you and communicate? Probably. Perhaps certain books or information becomes very attractive to you all of a sudden. It repeats. It's constantly coming at you again and again. Another indicator, one, there's probably something in that written information we would like you to take a look at, and more, that we're trying to let you know that we are with you. You can ask for them to give you physical sensations that do not distract or cause harm. So, for example, it's very common for people to get cold chills when spirit is very close to them and making themselves known. Some might even get a little lightheaded. Perhaps you get just a sense of knowing, a heightened awareness. So, but the thing is you can specifically ask for help in receiving the triggers that will allow you to know that a connection is being made. So that's often very, very helpful. Part of the trick or the secret is to simply trust the information or the impressions that you are receiving. Very often, you receive them, but you don't actually absorb them. You don't actually take them in and understand that the message is one of connection. Now, you can ask angels to perhaps just simply send you the information you're looking for. So you're going to start seeing information coming to you from a consistent place. There's going to be a sense of repetition. So maybe you're going to, let's say, for example, you're a singer or a performer or an artist of some kind. And make no mistake, those of you with those gifts have a very valid and important place in the whole raising of the energy vibration, because of course not only does the beauty of artistry raise and elevate the vibration, but more importantly, what you are doing is you are creating a bit of a counterbalance. You're creating a bit of a release valve for people so that they can focus in on that which is beautiful and inspiring and enlightening. So let's say you are an artist of some kind. What's going to likely happen is you're going to continually get an impression of something that you should be doing. Or people are going to come up to you and say, my God, have you thought about this? Or have you heard about this? Or, what can you do with this? So things just sort of arrive for you. If you're paying attention, you'll notice the repetition of it. And in noticing the repetition, you will understand that there is a message behind the information that you are receiving. We are incredibly clever when it comes to getting you information that is going to most closely resonate with you. But remember, before we can do any of that, you have to specifically ask us for our help. And while you cannot really control the message or even to some degree how the message is received, you can certainly give us some broad strokes of how you would like to receive that information. So maybe you are one of those people who has really, really vivid dreams and you remember them. Ask that we come in your dreams. Now, we may come in your dreams, we may come just before you fall asleep, just after you wake up, but we will do what we can to fit the request. Perhaps certain ideas or things will jump out at you, be it from written word, or even while you yourself are relaxing and watching television or listening to music. So part of it is simply a heightened sense of awareness. And the other thing that we would just like to address is life purposes are almost always less convoluted or difficult than sometimes they are made to be. There are so many things that a soul desires to accomplish during the course of a lifetime as they are creating their soul print, whether that is about specific relationships, perhaps specific talents that you want utilized. So facets of your personality, whether you are incredibly artistic or whether you are very, mathematical and science directed. You come with a list of things that you would like to accomplish. It is not only about living kind of your life purpose, because broadly speaking, your life purpose sort of bleeds into all the other areas. And sometimes that's it. That's enough of your life purpose. Sometimes, as we said earlier, your life purpose can be something as simple as being very powerful in terms of praying or energy work or empathy. Perhaps your purpose has to do with sharing beauty or kindness. Part of what you need to remember is that it is important to not kind of try to create something that is bigger and harder to handle and manage than is actually the truth. Excuse me. Very often, your life purposes are actually really simple, and they are things that you are unbelievably well suited for. Sometimes people's life purposes become very apparent to them early in life. Sometimes it's only in the fall, the autumn of your life, that you have the time or the energy or the focus to actually connect with focusing in on that life purpose. The purposes that are chosen are as varied and as different as each and every one of your souls. Very often, when people actually gain access or information, whether that is internally or from an external source, they discover that their life purpose actually is something that they have just simply always had an interest in, or something that they have always done. They're just living their life purpose. And so that's often the case. When you actually get the information, many of you are actually surprised to discover that's already been a functioning and important part of your life experience. So the biggest advice that we can suggest is that information typically comes when you are quiet and receptive. Information and guidance and support come when you have specifically asked for it, because we cannot intervene without your request. Perhaps, again, if you're finding that you are not picking up the clues or you're not recognizing them, once you have asked for our help, a meditation is very often helpful. Equally helpful is simply holding the question in your mind and simply going still. It is an alternative form, if you will, of a guided meditation. We're hoping this has been helpful and provided some insight and some guidance. And as I said, we will encourage this channel to produce another guided meditation video so that you can utilize that as an additional tool. We are humbled and grateful that each of you and all of you find that which we have to share beneficial and helpful. You are such amazing beings. Those who have chosen to be on the planet right now to do the work to support the energies of raising the vibration of the planet are incredibly, incredibly important. This challenge has been faced before by the earth, and it has not been successfully met. It's part of the reason the earth now has so much energy, so much light energy and beings there to help facilitate the shift in energy. And know that if you are here, you play a role. But again, very often roles are quite simple, because that which is going to have the greatest impact for that change that you are all desirous of creating are drops of water in the ocean, which create the waves of change. And each one of you play an important role as one of those drops of water in the ocean that create the change. Our love surrounds you, as does the love of the divine. Blessings. We remain at this time studious. That is all. Okay, so there you have it. So definitely look for a guided meditation next week, probably on Tuesday. That's going to be, again, another connecting with your higher energy beings. And you can certainly look through the guided meditations. If you go into the playlist, they should be listed there. And you'll see, if you haven't participated in one, feel free, because there are a couple there that help you connect with your guardian angels or the higher energy beings. So that's enough for now. I'm long-winded here today. Okay, so thank you so much for the support and the love that you show me and the Soulprint Insights channel. I'm incredibly grateful. Thank you for your donations. They are always met with humble amazement, and so I thank you so much for those. Until we meet again, stand in your power and stand in your light. Bye for now.